Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another meal prep video. I'm going to do something a little bit different this time. I'm going to actually tell you the order I'm doing everything in and show you how I make the most of my time and make meal prepping super efficient, because you guys know I'm like super like type A personality, super organized. And I do the same thing when I'm meal prepping, so I'm going to kind of show you how I do that. Normally I just show you a recipe from beginning to end, but I want to show you how I organize my time while I meal prep, and hopefully this will give you some ideas and some tips on how you do it. One thing I always start with, always, is my produce. So because I am usually going to be using some of this produce throughout my meal prep for recipes, so this way I don't have to stop and chop something up. And it's the most time consuming, I feel like, to do the produce, because you have to wash it all, then you have to clean it all out, and then you have all your stuff you have to put away on your cutting board and all of that. So it's just best to get this part out of the way and done. And like I said, then you have everything prepped for what you may need for your different recipes throughout meal prep. So just think of any piece of produce, anything you need cut up, get it done in the very beginning, put it aside, then you have it done and ready to go. So that's what I did, and that's what I do every single week. The first thing we're going to make are some mini wonton quiches. So I'm going to do this recipe first because I need the oven later on for a higher temperature. So because this only needs to go in the oven at 350 degrees, I'm going to go ahead and do this recipe first. And I need to cook two different egg dishes for my breakfast recipes, and they both need to be cooked at 350. So I figured let's just go ahead and get them done first. And also this recipe is a little bit more time consuming as well, so we're going to get it done. So we need wonton wrappers. You're going to do 12 cups, so you need 12 wonton wrappers, 5 eggs, a quarter cup of some sort of milk. I'm using the cashew milk, salt and pepper, of course, some bell pepper, some onion. I'm going to use some fat-free cheese. I have a little bit left in my refrigerator, and some bacon bits. And then I also have some hash browns left in my refrigerator, so I'm going to go ahead and throw these in there. It's not in the original recipe, but I'm just tossing them in there. You guys know I'm trying to use up things out of my pantry and my refrigerator every week and trying to have less waste. So I had that half a package of hash browns. So I only ended up using about a half of a cup. Hash browns are free on my plan because potatoes are free. So I didn't have to count those in this recipe. We're going to take 5 eggs and we're going to whisk these up really well with the whatever kind of milk you're using. So whether it's cashew milk, almond milk, you can use fat-free half and half, fat-free milk. You can use heavy cream, whatever you want to use for this recipe. So I am personally going to be using the cashew milk because I really like how that works out. So we're just going to whip that up really well, and then we're going to fold in the rest of the ingredients. I will have the original recipe link down below. Again, just remember I did change it up a little bit, but you can just get your idea of how I think it had sausage. I'm using bacon bits. Again, I had about 2/3 of a cup of this cheese left in my refrigerator. I have another package that I'll be using for another recipe later in the week. So I'm just trying to use things up in my refrigerator. It's going so well, you guys, trying to do that throughout the week. Adding in my potatoes, going to add in the bell pepper and the green onions. And then you can use any kind of veggies you want in this as well. I believe that the recipe that I have linked down there, it added in red peppers and green onions. Just going to mix that up really well. And then we're going to put it in our silicone pan. Now, I always spray my pan. I got these off of Amazon. They're really affordable, but I'm so nervous about things sticking that I went ahead and just sprayed it with some cooking spray. And then we're going to take one wonton wrapper and put in each of these cups. So be careful with the wonton wrappers because sometimes they stick together and you actually have more than one. They are very thin, so you're going to know when you only have one. But I've done it many times where I've had more than one, and they're not known to want to go bite in what I was making and realize I had 2 in there. So we're going to go ahead and put 1 in each of them, just kind of move them around so you can kind of have high sides and stuff. Again, I got these off of Amazon, these silicone cups. I absolutely love these muffin cups. I do put them on a pan to kind of support it, though, when I put it in the oven. And then I'm just using an 1/8 cup measuring cup and filling all the cups up. And it filled up mostly all of them, then I just went back and filled up more that were a little bit less than others. This needs to go in the oven at 350 for 20 minutes. My other egg dish needs to go in for 10 minutes. So I'm going to go and put this in there for 20 minutes. And then at the 10-minute mark, I'll go ahead and put my other eggs in there. So again, making my time very efficient. I need to make some breakfast sandwiches, so I'm going to go ahead and just do whole eggs this time. So I mix it up. Sometimes I do egg white, sometimes I do eggs that I beat up. I'm just going to put 1 egg in each of my little whoopie pan thing here. I'm making 6 sandwiches. I'm going to do 6 eggs. I did spray it really well with cooking spray. I will have this pan linked down below. Well, not this pan, but I'll have one similar to it. The one that I purchased like 4 or 5 years ago. They don't have it anymore on Amazon, but I did find one that was similar. You can also get these in silicone as well, like the muffin cups. So again, I'm going to go ahead and put these in the oven at the 10-minute mark so they get done at the same time. I'm using this Kinder's Buttery Steakhouse seasoning. I love this stuff on eggs. It is so good, so good. So while the egg dishes are in the oven, we're going to go ahead and make our chicken salad. Now last week you may remember I made some dip out of some plain non-fat Greek yogurt and this Knorr vegetable recipe mix. And I had some left over, so I thought I would go ahead and just use that for my chicken salad because my friend Meyer, which is also Kroger, was out of the Fage plain non-fat Greek yogurt, and I just had a little tiny bit in a little container. So I'm going to go ahead and use this dip, and I think it'll turn out really well. So I have 2 cans of chicken here that I'm going to shred up really well, and then I'm just going to add some of that dip in there, and then you may have to add more throughout the week. I do notice that when you make chicken salad and you have it kind of sitting in your refrigerator for the week, sometimes it will soak it up and you have to add in a little bit more. It doesn't seem as creamy as when you use mayonnaise. At least that's my opinion. So I'm just going to put a big dollop of that in there and then give it a stir and add in more as I need to. I'm going to do a big, good, nice squirt of this spicy brown mustard, or was it horseradish mustard? I don't remember. I have both of them in my refrigerator, so I can't remember which one I grabbed. And then we're going to do a big heaping, like tablespoon, a couple teaspoons of the pickle relish in there. And then I am going to throw in some salt and pepper. I didn't do salt. I just did pepper because I figured the vegetable mix would be salty enough. Then I'm going to add in some green onions. And then we're just going to give this a good stir. And we'll just make sure it's nice and creamy. Again, I just may need to add more. I did have a little bit of this vegetable dip left over after I was done making this, so I'll just add in more if I need to. I'm going to pair this with these whole wheat hamburger buns is how I'll have it, or I may have it just with veggies, or I have some crackers, or I also have some rice cakes, so all of those things will be good kind of vessels for my chicken salad. For one of my lunch this week, I'm going to be doing a sheet pan fajita. So I have some chicken tenderloins that I have been soaking in some salt water for the brining. I'm adding in the peppers. I'm going to use this Kinder's taco blend seasoning I found at grocery outlet. It smells amazing, just for something different. I'm going to go ahead and put those in there. I'm not going to add any oil or anything. I don't find I need to. Most of the sheet pan fajitas, it has you add oil, but I never do, and I think it's just fine without it. So I'm going to add quite a bit of that seasoning, just mix it up with my hands. The other thing I'm going to be making is going to be some Thai chicken. It's like sweet chili chicken bowls. So I'm going to go ahead and make my chicken ahead of time. This will be for dinner. So I'm going to go ahead and get those ready to go. So they're all ready to go for the night. I have them for dinner. So I'm just going to add, I had a little bit of that left over. I have a brand new bottle in my cupboard, but I wanted to use up what I had left over in the refrigerator. So just putting that in there. When the egg dishes are done, these are going to go into a 450-degree oven for about 30 minutes. So here are my quiches. They just came out of the oven. You can see they look amazing. They came out really, really good. They come out really easy. I'll probably heat these up in my air fryer in the mornings. And here are the eggs. Those again are all ready to go. They come out nice and easy. These will go in my breakfast sandwiches. Now it's time to put the chicken in. So I have my sheet pan fajitas over here. I have my chicken, and actually it's 425. I think I said 450. These are going in the oven at 425. 30 minutes for the fajitas. The other chicken may take a little bit longer because it is a little bit thicker. But again, my oven, took the eggs out. These are going right back in. So again, just using my time efficiently. I never really had any downtime when I was working all this stuff. So again, these are going to go ahead and go in the oven, and then we're going to work on my breakfast sandwiches. We are going to do some breakfast sandwiches. We're going to use this turkey breast that I had left over from last week. We're going to have these 100-calorie Thomas English muffins. I have this fat-free Kraft American cheese. I have some parchment paper and some foil here. So what we're going to do is we're going to take one of the English muffins. We're going to add on one of the eggs that we made. We're going to add in a half of a slice of that turkey. So I just cut one of the big slices in half, put that on top. We're going to put 1 slice of this cheese on top. These actually is the reduced fat Kraft American cheese. I'm going to add that on top, and then we are going to go ahead and fold it up. Now I use parchment paper and foil because I do put these in the air fryer, and it just helps kind of steam them and also makes them crispy at the same time. Highly recommend doing both if you don't have to, if you don't want to. So we're going to go ahead and do all that, and we're going to get these sandwiches all done. And these will be really nice to have in the mornings. I can, like I said, just throw them in the air fryer, and they're really good grab and go type breakfast. These are one of my favorite things to make. My quiches are all cooled down, so I'm going to go ahead and put them into a glass container here, and I'll put these in the refrigerator. And just depending on how many points these are, I may end up having 2 of them, but I'll probably just have 1 in the morning with like maybe a yogurt or something. I have to tell you guys, I was not feeling very well today as I was doing this meal prep, so I did not have time to put everything in my calculator. Yeah, just wait for next week. I'll kind of give you an update on the weekend. So here these are ready to go. I'll just put a lid on there, and they are nice in the refrigerator and grab and go. I love grab and go breakfast. Okay, I have about 20 minutes left on my chicken after making the breakfast sandwiches and putting away the quiches, so we're going to tackle these dishes. So we have a dirty kitchen here, of course, so we're going to tackle the dishes, plus we're going to get our meal prep containers ready for those fajitas. So I almost forgot to do this. So we're going to put a couple tablespoons of this salsa in these containers, these little containers. I get these off of Amazon. They're just, I think they're called condiment containers. So I'm going to go ahead and put 2 tablespoons of the salsa in there and 2 tablespoons of this fat-free sour cream. I personally like to use plain non-fat Greek yogurt, but I think I told you earlier my store was out of the Phi-A kind. I do have a little bit left in the container, so I may use that for my fajitas, but my son also eats these, so I'm just going to use the fat-free sour cream for him, and I'll use the yogurt for myself. So I'm going to go ahead and get these ready to go, do those dishes, and then we should be almost time to take the chicken out of the oven. And these won't fit in the container, so I'll just have to put them in the side. It looks like we have about 2 minutes left on our chicken, and my kitchen is all clean. I have everything all put away. All those meal prep containers are ready to go. I just have to put away some of this meal prep that's cooled down. So, I'm going to be using some fat-free black refried beans. So these are going to go into the containers as well. The chicken is done. Look at that. Looks amazing. The other chicken is still in there, so it's still cooking. So I went ahead and portioned out the fat-free refried beans and then added in the chicken. And here are our sheet pan fajitas with our little condiments there. So there you go, guys. There is my meal prep for the week. I hope you guys enjoyed kind of showing you how I make my time efficient and get through my meal prep so there's no downtime, plus I can use the most of my time. I will have anything linked down below that I have recipes for, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.